Barbara.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh, look at the Irish. The Irish guys are smiling today. Good
Hopefully
morning.
you find the pot of the gold at the end of the rainbow on this St. Patrick's Day.
You found it here on
Green.
Facebook. Good morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome to Second Cup. We are going green in honor of St. Patrick. Hope you had a great weekend full of green beer, Jameson,
Some car bombs, Irish car bombs,
Guinness,
all the good stuff.
Bailey's. Oh gosh, there are so many different Irish spirits.
I love an Irish
love.
coffee. An Irish
Yeah.
coffee, oof.
So, Lucky Charms. Yeah, Peter, absolutely love that. Good morning, everyone. Top of the morning to you, Felicia. Let's talk. Did you have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend.
Tell
I
us.
was off on Friday. I went to Toronto with my college roommate Anne and her girlfriend, and we had a blast. It was so much fun. There's so many Irish bars in Toronto. I think I forget. I mean, the footprint. Irish people are everywhere. Obviously,
yeah.
we're all Irish today, but obviously in Western New York there was a huge Irish community. Talk about the First Ward, but in Toronto, I mean, every corner pretty much an Irish bar, and they were actual Irish people we ran into so often. Some guy came up to us because we went to medieval times when we were wearing the crowns. And he came up and he was like, "Oh, is it a good thing over there?" And I was like, "Oh, hi."
That's so cool. I love it. I'll tell you, I was in Ireland several years ago for a wedding, and it is one of the most beautiful countries. Have you been?
No, I've never been. I've been
Okay.
to London, but I didn't make my way out there. My friends spent a semester in Scotland and they got to visit and like could not stop raving about Ireland. People love Dublin.
Yeah, so Dublin is like any other big city, like Manhattan or Toronto or London.
Right.
But when you consider the greenery and the countryside and just like the history in these old countries, you get to experience something that is genuinely medieval. It is so cool.
Yeah.
So you get to tour castles and you get to see all of the rolling hills and all of the, like, frankly, ancient sites.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool. So Russell, he never lets me drive for the best.
I was gonna say.
But he was driving in Ireland when we were there, and the way they drive is on the wrong side.
Right.
So they're driving
Left.
Yeah, but like their steering wheel's on the right.
Right.
So he was not only driving on the right side of the car on the wrong side of the road, but he was also driving a stick.
Ooh.
So he's using his left
Left
hand to
hand.
drive stick. And it was the most confusing but also frightening thing in the entire world. He did a great job.
I can't believe he was able to do that.
Yeah, he's good at everything. There isn't
Impressive.
anything that Russ is good at
Russ the pro.
except emotions. That Russ is not good at. But no, it's a beautiful, beautiful country.
It's a beautiful country. It's a whoa.
I thought that
There
was
we go.
rain.
Beautiful country, beautiful holiday. One of my favorites. Just because it is the sign of good things to come,
Yeah.
right? I feel like we have the holiday season. I love Christmas, my favorite holiday. But then the next couple of months are a little tough, right? You got January, February, we're freezing. We're just trying to push through and it's dark out.
Yeah, it's
we
awful.
spring forward with the clocks. We get St. Patrick's Day. I mean, this weekend in Buffalo, despite the rain, so many people were out in the
Sure.
parade yesterday. So many people out to enjoy. We had temperatures near the 70s. People had their shorts on.
I know, I love that.
Anita walked in the First Ward parade. We streamed it for you on our WKBW Facebook page. You can still watch that if you missed it. But it's just one of those things that brings people together, and there's so much magic to it, and I
Yeah.
love it. And it just feels like, okay, you know what? We made it through the winter, and there are good, warmer things ahead.
Hopefully, God willing, right? We're in first spring here.
I know.
Marguerite, glad you're with us. I remember when you guys could not wear green because you had a green screen behind you. Yes, luck of the Irish, we got a new set.
There we go.
Connie, good morning to you. Yeah, a lot of weather to talk about here across the country. And I mean, we saw tornadoes and a line of storms rip from basically Illinois all the way down to
Yeah.
Mississippi. Crazy stuff.
What's
with a
going
number
on
of
here
people
with this
that-
fan?
I think so. Okay, so there's a guy who lives. I was gonna say he lives down the hall. He works down the hall. His name is Kevin. Great guy. Super fun.
Is this Kevin's fault?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I try to not put my hoodie all the way on, but it's so cold in here. Oh my gosh.
I don't mind it. It actually feels really good.
Oh no.
It's shorts and tank and flip flops weather for Melly. She got a sunburn on Friday.
No way. Where were you?
Oh my
You
God, I
got a
love that.
sunburn.
And
Okay.
then Peter says I was there at the parade, saw Mitch walking. Yup, he was
Nice.
there. I saw that he was under a coat with a hood on it. Yeah, you're right, though. I mean, this was a really nice parade to see everyone come together and
Yeah.
just celebrate the heritage here. There is genuinely a lot of Irish heritage. I mean, from the people who dug Clinton's Ditch, the
Right.
Erie Canal, you know, and living in the old First Ward. I mean, that is why it's just an Irish community. I
Yeah.
love that about Buffalo.
Rich history. I absolutely love it. And speaking of first spring, even though we have to go through first spring, second spring, all that stuff, Mary says I'm cold, had the heat off. Now
Yeah.
it's back on. I had the heat off. I even had to turn the air on for a little bit because I got so warm, but now it's just off in the middle. I don't know what to do. And then this morning it's snowing, so I'm like, should I put the heat back on? I don't know what to do.
We had the windows wide open on Saturday, even Sunday with the rain. It felt so good just to have that fresh air come in. Sarah says, I wish I could have gone to the parade. It turned out to be a decent day, not much rain at all. You know what? I'm glad I didn't go. I'm
Yeah.
just going to put it out there. I'm glad I didn't go. But look, because, okay, first of all, you'd ordinarily see these Rinkin and Tierna girls and guys, well, the girls especially, with wigs on. Not a one.
Can't wear those wigs. You see them with their little ponchos on. I mean,
Right.
their talent always like blows my mind every single year. But the fact that she's waving, doing her Irish dance,
Yeah.
and doing it all in the rain, I mean, they're just such good troopers. And we talked. There's the Grand Marshal, Father Dave.
Yeah, we love. Look at him doing a little jig.
He's doing his Kendrick Lamar, as promised, getting some hugs there. But you know what? You really had to bear the
that-
brunt of it.
That wasn't what's her name from Schitt's Creek, was it?
No.
You know who I'm talking
Wait,
about?
which
Go back.
one? The mom?
You know at the wedding? Yeah. You know what? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like in the wedding scene where she comes out
I
looking.
never finished the show.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Someone help him out. I don't gotcha.
What's her name?
The one from Home Alone?
Yeah, but not her. What's her name in the show?
Moira Rose.
Moira Rose. Yes. Yes. Moira.
Oh my good gracious.
Oh my gosh. Can we find a picture? Let me see if I can find a picture.
I need this air to stop blowing. It's so cold in here now. Okay. Oh my god.
Does this not look like her?
Okay, I'm seeing it now. That certainly was not Moira Rose. In the
Okay,
St.
let me
Patrick's Day
share
parade.
my screen. Hang
Getting
on one
rained
second.
on in Buffalo.
So
this is what he's
funny.
talking about. Joy says, "May your
Share
lucky
my
charms stay
screen.
warm today." Exactly. Ooh. Now what's happening?
What is going on here? I can't. Okay, here, share. Can you see?
Oh, it turned off.
There it is.
There we go.
This is. Does that not look like her?
That looks exactly like what was in that car going down the street.
I'm sure I'm offending somebody, but that's what first came to mind.
So I was around yesterday. I did not go to the parade because of all the rain and stuff. It was nice right before. I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? Maybe they'll make it out and it'll be just fine. I went to a friend's house and I was like, ooh, I know they're just having to
Yeah.
deal with all of this. But there were so many people that were out and about, and it was good to see people out celebrating and enjoying.
Thanks, Kim. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's good. That is good. I was at the mall yesterday. Let me tell you.
Poor Edward.
Okay, can we?
We
Let's
gotta block this guy.
have a free Diddy. He already been freed.
Yeah.
We blocked you now. Bye bye. Okay. So let me tell you about the mall. Packed
The Walden Galleria on a Sunday.
with the rain and everything. I'm
You're
sure.
brave.
Yeah. I mean, it was great to see that a lot of people were shopping. Just wanted to, get out of the house. But what are you going to do outside? Whatever. I don't know.
Go to the mall.
Go to the mall. Let me tell you, when you
Don't make fun of his accent.
First of all, John, pull yourself up when you're speaking to me. If you're gonna disrespect
show
me.
yourself.
You're gonna stutter when you talk to me.
I will defend the Long Island accent till the cows come
I
home.
will defend the Long Island accent
Any fights? No, I didn't see anything. But
at the mall. Honestly,
um,
valid question.
okay, when you are not feeling good about yourself,
The mall's not the place to go.
no. Let me tell you, I probably tried on $1,000 worth of clothes
Oh my
yesterday,
goodness.
and I am fairly certain that I walked out maybe spending 150.
So you found some stuff.
Yes, but mixed in with that is a lot of emotional baggage.
Right. He walked out with more baggage than he did
Thank you.
actual clothes. I mean, look, I think we should all comment. Not only do we love Ed's tie and the green today, but he looks fantastic.
No,
like,
no.
You can't.
Oh God, no.
No, we got to compliment Fabio here because the mall put him in his feels for no reason.
No
he comes in this
reason.
morning and he's like, I'm just so big. I don't fit into any of these clothes. And I'm like, look at
Taylor,
you.
are you blowing me up right now?
No, because like you're just whatever's going
Oh,
on, this
God.
dysmorphia, whatever you're seeing in the mirror,
It's just so
it's so
gross.
different than what we see. I mean, like you look fantastic. You've never looked fat a day in your life. You look
Okay.
wonderful.
Thank
Whatever's
you.
going on at the store, like it's not true. Don't look at the mirrors in the Zara. They're lying to
But
Because, like-
Ozempic won't be. So
you. Like, please.
you're sweet. But in reality, it's like, oh my God, you're just, you know when you feel like disgusting?
No, it's tough. It's tough.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
I have not stepped on a scale, thank God, in so long because I can't deal with that mentally.
So
see?
funny.
Yeah, see,
appreciate
they
you
love
guys.
you, Fabio.
On a different note, I read an article about this morning, and I was checking his Instagram, and I didn't see anything.
Okay, wait, what's Connie talking about? Stefan Diggs was putting up Buffalo pics?
Yeah, it was weird, and I was on it this morning after seeing that, and I really didn't see anything. Maybe it was on his story.
Yeah, let's look. He was at
No,
Ferragamo.
Yeah, I don't know. Wear the clothes. Don't let the clothes
That's
wear
from
you.
January, though.
But right, I don't. Does he have a different Instagram?
Honestly, he's more of a model than a football player at this point.
Ooh, ouch.
He's a great model. He did get hurt.
All
at
of
the end
this is
last season.
unconfirmed, but it looks like he might have archived some Bills pictures, and then now they're back on his Instagram.
I
Where?
see.
I think
like
when
older
he
pictures?
left, he took them out
Oh.
and like, archived them.
Oh,
But they're all back on his page.
Yeah, you can see him with
So
Dawson
this
Knox.
is not like a confirmed source or anything like that, but it is
But we'll tell
verified
you
on
anyway.
Twitter.
Interesting. Okay, so I do see the one where he's like walking with his back to the camera. I mean,
There's
we've
a bunch of them.
yeah, with Dawson.
He
you're
also has
right.
pictures of when he was in Minnesota as well.
So is he trolling us?
Do we think he wants to come back to Buffalo? How would we feel about that?
Anita says he's missing Buffalo.
I bet
Della,
he
oh
is.
no. Laura, he wants to come back. No. Della, seen that. Diggs coming back.
Interesting.
Diggs will not be back, Connie says. No.
the people have spoken. Well, he's only been in Houston for a year. He tore his ACL towards the end of the season. I mean, who knows what'll happen?
Yeah, I'm kind of. Maybe he was being nostalgic.
Yeah, and I like that.
I think Bove needs to investigate.
Yeah, get him on the case.
I'll be honest with you. Everyone's saying no. Wow. Oh my God. There's so much Diggs disdain.
Well, I think it's been tough. It's been a journey, right? Because there
Yeah.
was so much to love. I mean, he and Josh were like the dynamic duo. He was on murals everywhere. You can't act like he wasn't a great player, and he contributed great things to the team. But that last year on the team, it was just so dicey, and it seemed like there was a lot of drama. We don't know exactly what went on. We have no idea, the actual politics that were going on in the locker room. But it sounded like it wasn't all kosher, and maybe there was some beef back there.
Sarah says, I think he's besties with Cook and sees everyone but him getting paid right now. He's advocating for Cook, I think.
There's so much
Interesting.
social media rigmarole.
Well, and that's the whole thing. Like, Diggs, I don't love the drama because I think it led to a lot of problems, not only in the locker room, but also on the field. And let's face it, when you see a team that was supposed to be in its rebuilding year
yeah.
do
better
so well, right, exactly.
without their star wide receiver number one.
who demands that he gets the ball, allegedly.
The ball.
I mean, there just is it's time to move on.
Yeah, I think there comes a time, and the Bills currently have that everybody eats mentality.
Right.
It seemed like he was trying to, be the eye in team, if you will. What are we looking at?
I don't know.
Oh, yours switched. Mine is normal. I don't know. Debbie says, "Sorry, Diggs, you burnt your bridge."
Yeah, he was dropping balls after his mouth shot off. He's not a good fit.
What's so funny, Taylor?
What
He
is
was
so funny?
dropping balls.
Oh.
The Long Island is out. Does no one else hear it? The Long Island is out today. And I love it. No one's hating on Long Island, brother. Jeez.
I need a good bagel. Connie, we didn't have drama last year. We don't need it to restart. That's kind of my point,
Save
right?
the drama for your mama. But
Exactly.
look, there is drama going on with the Bills right now, and I really want to talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
what's going
Oh, my
on.
gosh. I
Okay.
know.
So talking about drama, how the heck does this happen? All right, you're trying to build your team, right? You had the rebuilding year, it went well last year, but then you add two new guys to the defense. This is Ogunjobi and Hoyt. These two guys right here, coming from the Steelers and coming from the Rams. They sign, name on the dotted line, everything is good to go.
Except.
They both test positive for PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. How in the world does this happen? So Brandon Beane says he knew about Michael Hoyt. Okay, he was aware that he had this testing positive, whatever, and they signed him anyway. He's suspended for the first 6 games. They're like, okay, we'll handle that. He didn't know about Ogunjobi and his performance enhancing drug problem, and they claim it's some kind of mistake. When Ogunjobi talked to the media on Friday, he owned up to it. He's like,
Right.
you know what?
My mistake.
It's my mistake. As an athlete, we're supposed to know what's going into our bodies. We're supposed to be aware of that. And he said, you know, it wasn't intentional. He didn't know he was taking these performance enhancing drugs. It was like, you know, the supplements that they were taking were spiked or something. But I just don't buy it. How does that happen and you don't know?
I don't know. And here's the other thing. Like, was he roofied? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was in his, how did he get this?
And who was doing it? I mean,
Right.
I guess you got to be aware of who your people are and who's on your team. And I can only imagine what they're doing every day and the supplements that they're taking, the vitamins and what they're eating. But who was letting this happen?
Okay, but the other thing here is that Bean said he would have passed on this guy had he known.
I mean, I would have too. That's 2 guys you're accepting onto the team
Out
that
for 6
can't
games.
Play 6 games.
Right, that's insane. And how does he not know? And then like
What's the interview process? Like, there's got to be a checklist. Okay,
are you on drugs?
Are you on drugs? Can you tackle? Do you know what fourth down
Can
is?
you pee in a cup for us?
Like, we've got to be doing this beforehand.
I mean, they measure these guys to the inch.
But we don't ask about the drugs. We don't
Thank
test
you.
for the drug. Do you think that the Ogunjobi guy? So obviously we knew about Michael Hoyt, so maybe he disclosed that coming in, and Brandon Beane was like, "Okay, that's okay." Do you think that Ogunjobi knew and didn't say?
I don't know. Jeff says it's BS. He knew. Kelly says you trust your trainers and believe word for word. Maybe you shouldn't. If you're goons, if you're gonna test, then test before you sign. Well, here's my
Right.
other question. Okay, so now he's on the team. He's
And
on
Mark
the
says,
roster.
could they void the contract?
Well,
I
that
don't
was my
think so.
question. Honestly, like, there's got to be some sort of clause in there, right?
You would think, if you test positive for drugs after
Right.
we sign you, we have the right to get rid of you. Blah blah blah.
Sarah says, I get that PEDs are bad, but honestly, why are we testing for this now? It's the off season.
You're not allowed to use them ever. I mean, you can't be getting swollen in the locker room, using things you're not supposed to use, and then
Right, you
part
gotta
of
be
a
all
team.
natty.
Like, I don't know. You're still a part of the team, whether it's the off season or not. You're still, they have stuff going on all season. This is your job. You're breaking
Jeff
the rules.
Baker.
Oh my
Jeff
God,
Baker
Jeff.
and Anita, the two of you together. Anita already brought up Matt Collins and all about Matt Collins. Jeff Baker stepping in, dipping his toe in.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Debbie says, OMG, how do they not know this? That should have been their first question.
Right.
Caitlin wants to know what's a PED.
Performance enhancing drug.
Mark says, if he tested and before they test all year long.
Right.
Here's my thought. This is the start of the 2025-26 season.
Right.
We are on the verge of greatness.
You can feel it. I mean, we were right there. We were
Right.
at the doorstep. The Lombardi Trophy was there. It was glistening. We could almost touch it, and it got ripped away
Well,
from
and
us.
so, so that's number one. And number two, not only are we just about to cross that line, we're also about to have a very historic season because we are playing our last season in what was the Ralph.
Right. And then we have the new stadium coming in the 2026 season. Wouldn't it be so wonderful if we could send off the old Ralph with that thing that we've been trying to get
Well,
since the beginning, was
right.
winning the Super Bowl?
And this is my point. Like, this is already negative attention that we don't need. Like, this puts a negative spin on what has otherwise been very, very positive for the Bills. And I just, in a day and age where we are really just grasping for something and we are right there and we have all of this wind in our sails
Yeah.
to have it kind of taken out. I just don't love it.
Is this a bad omen? I mean, obviously, we all want the best for the team. We want
Right.
to see this city. We want to see our community, Western New York, be the champions. We want to hold that trophy. We want to have the parade. We want to still be celebrating this time next March, right? But if this is how we're starting the season, signing 2 guys, one of them we knew was breaking the rules, the other one we had no idea was breaking the rules.
Right.
What's going on?
I mean, like, look, when we had, what's his name? The guy who's on the kicker for the Chiefs now. Thank you, Matt Ariza. And we had that opportunity with Ariza, and then all that nonsense broke out with him, only to find out that it was total crap. The Bills were like, look, thanks, but no thanks. Yes, you're amazing, punt god, but not for us. And they let him go, and now he's on the freaking Chiefs. But like, here we are, the same. It's not the same. It's not the same level, but it's certainly of a similar feel.
Yeah.
Like something is hidden. They did not know, and now we've got to say, okay, now you're suspended for 6 games, but we'll keep you. Like, I don't know.
I know, but then there's Xavier Worthy, who the Bills passed on in the draft last year. And, you know, when we played the game against the Chiefs, he was like, oh, they should have drafted me. They should have drafted me. But then he got caught with like a domestic violence charge recently.
Well, how about Vaughn
Those are
There's that
dropped.
too. Oh, those were dropped. Never
Yes.
mind. But still.
against
know.
Vaughn?
No. The
Oh.
Xavier Worthy ones.
Got it. Caitlin says, yeah, but wouldn't the team he came from be the problem? Obviously, he is too, but he hasn't played for us yet if we just signed him. Sorry, again, I just joined late if this is a dumb
No,
comment.
not a dumb comment. I think there's so many questions here, more questions than answers, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what's frustrating. Who knows? I don't know when the tests happen. I don't know who's responsible for these kind of things, but I don't know how this gets passed.
Kathy says management is at fault. Get rid of them instead of our good players. Lori says it makes you wonder what Bean was thinking. I mean, for Bean to come out and be like, we would have passed on him, then like rip up the freaking contract and just be like, okay, our bad, bye. Right? Like, I don't know.
Can he though? I don't know. I appreciate the transparency from being like, look, I had no idea this was going on.
I don't know. Debbie says before they sign on the dotted line, they need to do a background check and drug screen.
It's like any other job.
Right. Kelly says probably won't win a Super Bowl until they are in the new stadium because the Ralph is cursed. Stop, Debbie.
No, this is
I
why
mean, Kelly.
everybody's got to go buy their rock jewelry.
Yeah, from the new plant.
for good luck.
I mean, the new site, the new plant. Oh my gosh, I'm used to talking about Rosina with Russell. The new
The new
plant.
plant.
I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as we
Yeah.
watch those developments. I feel like duped a little bit, honestly, because if we're
Yeah.
talking about things that demand accountability and Bean is like we would have passed on him, then I just feel like that's a really sucky
I don't know.
situation.
It just gives you like it just gives you a bad feeling going into it. Obviously, we still have the draft to look forward
sure.
to, but I think it's tough too because it's not like okay, one guy's on offense, one guy's is on defense.
Right.
They're both defensive guys, and I think that was a big issue towards the end of the year. Was following up on defense and making sure we felt strong with everyone we had. There were so many injuries.
I like what this is, what Kim says. Go Bills no matter what.
You're
Like,
right.
That's like the period at the end here, right?
Go Bills, baby.
Exactly.
Do good, be good. God bless. Go,
Go
Bills.
Bills. What else is a sucky situation? Oh, for the wedding. Ooh, interesting.
Josh's wedding.
Yeah, Josh and Haley, May 31st. Interesting. Okay, how about this for some tea?
Literally.
Starbucks being sued for what, $30 million because of how hot their tea is and how it's spilled on one of their customers.
And this is not metaphorical tea. We always talk about spilling tea and the tea is hot. This is real
legit.
tea. So this is a delivery driver. He came up to the window. The Starbucks barista comes to the window with 3 different drinks. The barista alleges that one of the drinks was not secured. Boom. This hot tea falls into his lap. He says he's got all these burns on his, between me down there
He
area.
says he was disfigured,
crotch burns.
but it was more than just the crotch. It was
Ouchie.
everything, apparently, that was disfigured.
Which is like, a nightmare. I can't imagine going through this. I'm sure it was awful. And this is all reminiscent of what happened with McDonald's all those years ago. I learned about this in school and like some of my
It's a
communications
huge,
law classes.
Right, it's a huge deal.
Huge case. The woman
It
back
was
in the day.
precedent setting.
Right. When was that?
oh my gosh, back in the 70s or 80s, I think.
Yeah, this lady, you remember the story. It was McDonald's, but it was a coffee and there was no warning. She gets third-degree burns from the coffee and she was able to get, like, I think $3 million and she was able to settle with McDonald's. So, deja vu here with Starbucks.
I mean, look, it's not anything to laugh at when your manhood gets a little damaged.
A little?
I mean, $30 million is a lot of money.
Oh,
it's a lot of
my
damage.
goodness.
Disfigurement, permanent disfigurement. Jeez.
Joyce goes talk about the Lucky Charms, not so Lucky Charms in this case. Good gracious. Ooh.
Linda says, never been to Starbucks. Anita says, guard your loins. Yeah, well.
Yeah, so he really wanted an apology from Starbucks. He wanted Starbucks to say, we're sorry about your crotch.
Have you ever gotten something that is just so hot that you're like, oh my gosh, I should have blown on that, like common sense?
I burned my tongue this morning on my coffee because I never know when's the right time to go for it. But I'm super sensitive to heat. If I get a coffee, I'm not drinking it for like the first 15 minutes
Me
because I just
neither.
know.
I like letting it cool down. Careful, Jeff, you'll get scolded for using a descriptive word. What's the word?
The balls of fire?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Kim says, I know one time I went to Tim's, they pushed the cup up at me and it went all over me. It was very hot.
Okay, but I got to imagine, when you're a barista at Starbucks or you're working at McDonald's, it's busy back there. You got the headset on, people are yelling at you, you're doing all these different things. I mean, human error, right? I drop things all the time. No one intends to drop hot coffee on someone. But then again, this guy's got all these oh my God. The wife should get half. Oh boy.
You guys are so funny today.
I am cracking up.
But where does, okay, like if there was genuine negligence, and I'm not an attorney and I'm not a lawyer, I'm just, playing one on TV here. If there was intent or negligence, do they need to prove intent? Do they need to prove negligence?
I
Like, what do they
mean,
need to prove
I feel
here?
like you have to secure the top, and I think that was part of it too. The cup wasn't secured or something.
Right.
You got to secure the top, make sure it's on, hand it gently.
And it was an accident. I'm
I
sure
don't-
that they've admitted that.
I'm sure it was not intentional, but he ends up suing. How much did he get?
A lot of money. Like tens of millions. Jeff Baker
wild.
says, holy crap, they use hot water. Right, exactly. Like, what do you want? Iced tea?
I know.
Shonda, yep, that happened to me. Hubby took coffee from drive-through window at Tim Hortons, went to put in the cup holder and went all over, leg behind, lid wasn't really on.
That's the thing. You have to make sure it's secure before you hand it to the customer.
Right. And I'm sure that this happens more often than we know,
I'm
but
sure,
only
yeah.
now is this making headlines because of, I think,
because of how much they have to pay this
right,
guy.
the price tag associated with this.
So if he was the delivery driver, did the person never get their tea?
Right, great question. And what happened to them?
Right.
Caitlin says,
They should get at least $10. Yeah, refunded.
I'm in a personal injury case and I'm no expert, but yet there was a huge burden of proof on the victim's side.
Right.
Interesting, because it's civil, not criminal.
Well, because they used the surveillance video from inside the Starbucks, and we showed it this morning. You couldn't really tell. You can't really
Yeah.
see anything, but I guess that was enough.
Maybe there wasn't a lot to see.
Oh, boy. You guys. Don't drop the mic, Edward. Pick it back up. Aaron says you're supposed to change out the coffee every so often. I don't know. I lost the comment. Hold on. Aaron says you're supposed to change out the coffee every couple of hours so it doesn't overheat and stays fresh as well. She's a former Tim Hortons employee. Thank you, Queen.
Barb says on the plane, the flight attendant spilled hot tea water on me. Nothing was corrected about it. Well, hello.
Sue him.
All right. Anita says, I know you guys are very sensitive with your genitals, but that many millions of dollars, is it really worth that much? I don't know.
Okay. And then he goes, he burnt his sausage, egg, and cheese.
Thank you.
There's no way it's worth that much money.
I don't even know how to come back from all of this. Like,
There's
I
no
just have
coming
so
back.
much to say.
Now they want you to investigate.
Yes.
7 News I
yes.
team digs into Starbucks and the crotch issue.
Hopefully, Anita says they are not paying by the inch. Caitlin says they keep wanting this or that to prove or keep stalling. Just sucks. I wish it was over already. And
Yeah.
Caitlin, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to advise you to stop talking about it.
Your lawyer says, hush, hush. Oh my God.
Noreen
I can't
says,
believe this happened to so many people. How are these people all victims of this? You all get, we all need millions, apparently.
maybe there should be a class action lawsuit. Who knows?
Right.
Noreen says, happened to me years ago. The restaurant paid our bill and the dry cleaners to clean my pants. We sue for everything these days. I know we were in a very litigious
know.
society, but if they make it right and they do, obviously it's an accident. No one means to do this,
No.
right? Gosh, yeah, sue happy people. That's not me. I get it, girl. Jeff Baker says, blistered. Just a new experience. I can't. I can't.
Linda says second cuppies are wild this morning.
This is Cuppies Gone Wild.
The past couple of weeks, you guys, we've been on.
It all started with Mac Hollins.
It's a Monday.
Anyway.
Oh boy, oh boy.
We gotta go. Have a great day, everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Be safe out there and enjoy.
See you later.